the bubonic plague was a very severe event in history. It was one of the world's worst outbreaks. It was caused by rodents, mainly on rats. It was passed on to humans from fleas on animals. The symptoms of the plague were within 3 to 7 days of exposure, you develop flu-like symptoms. You develop fever, headaches, chills, weakness, swollen and tender lymph glands. It killed millions of people around the world and killed thousands of people in England. People in England. It had not only affected Shakespeare's life, but also affected several aspects of his writing. It affected his personal life when it killed his only son Hamnet. In response to his son's death, he wrote a play called Hamlet. In remembrance to his son, out of grief and sorrow, Hamlet became one of his most famous plays. Affected his personal life that brought him to write his famous play, Hamlet, but it also affected the way he would put on plays and make his money. During the time of the plague, theaters were shut down and locked up due to the fast spreading of the plague. The city was forced to shut down all theaters, which is how Shakespeare made his money. So in response to being forced out of London and not being able to perform in the theaters, Shakespeare had his actors perform on the countryside. This shows his and his actors' sheer determination and confidence in Shakespeare's writing. The last point I want to make here is how it affected his mind. William was deathly afraid of the plague. William watched how many people were dying and was terrified of catching the plague. He was afraid that he might have the chance to die and might not be able to write his wonderful plays and dramas for people to either put on or act out. So he wrote his plays out of reference to what was happening during the time of the plague and how he felt about the event. So to just wrap things up, during the time of the plague, Shakespeare had to be versatile and incarnational. The loss of his son helped him to write one of his most famous plays, Hamlet. He also had to change the way he put on plays, reroute the way he made his money. His writing had to fit what was happening during the time of the plague. I truly believe that the plague pushed Shakespeare to be one of our best known writers in history.